Welcome to the Merch Minds podcast, where we discuss everything about the Merch by Amazon business and the print-on-demand industry. Here are your hosts, Glenn and Young.
Merch Informer is the #1 research program for Merch by Amazon. You can do niche research by BSRs, keywords, and even by merchant brand names at your fingertips. You can explore historical data to see exactly what strategies the top sellers are using to succeed. Merch Informer was designed to help streamline your research process and help organize your ideas. Head over to merchinformer.com for a free 3-day trial, and after that, it's just $19.99 per month. Use the coupon code MERCHMINDS for 15% off the entire order. Yo, Merch Minds podcast episode 91. My name is Glenn, YouTube channel Hustler Hacks. Young, back from out of town from the weekend. He's fresh, ready to go.
Hello. Yep. I literally walked in the door about 45 minutes ago. So I was out of town. I went up north, up the coast to Fort Bragg, California. We went kayaking. Well, I don't know. What is it? Kayaking? Is it canoeing? I don't know the damn difference, man. We were on a damn boat with the paddles.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. One of the two.
So we were up there doing that, and like I said, I literally just walked in the door. You were out of town as well, man. You went to the eBay Open, right?
Yeah, I went to the eBay Open. Man, I was just like,
how was that?
I was drained by the last day. I can't do this anymore. Like,
where'd you guys stay at?
So we got an Airbnb. It was like me and a group of like 11 people.
Oh, that's the worst.
That's the worst. It was like, I mean, yeah, we stayed out late, but it was so hot that like there was just no way I could sleep. Even at night, it was still like 110 degrees or 108 degrees.
Oh yeah, we talked about this I think it was last week, right? We talked about going to Vegas in the middle of summer. Look, there's a reason why I don't go to Vegas in the middle of the summer. I don't like going to Vegas, period, unless there's a good reason. I mean, every time I go there in the middle of the summer, my damn butt crack starts to sweat, and that's not good.
Got that swamp ass.
Okay, so it's not good. But yeah, man. But do you have a good time?
Yeah, I had a good time, and I was. But I know by like that 5th day, I was like, yeah, I'm ready to go home to my big bed and just sleep like comfortably and rest. I think I woke up at like 2 or 3 p.m. in the afternoon after just getting like a lot. Just even now, I'm still kind of tired. So I don't even know.
When did you get back? Because we're actually recording this show on a Monday. We normally record the show on a Friday.
Yeah.
Just to let the listeners know. But today's Monday. When did you actually get back?
I got back Saturday morning at like 1 a.m. I think is when I got back.
Okay.
So
you said 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Damn.
I know. Okay. And flights are always getting delayed all the way, like going there and coming from there. It was kind of mayhem from that.
Yeah. So eBay Open, cool, man. So sounds like you had a good time. Hey, were you getting a lot of messages about last week's episode?
I didn't get. Well, then again, since I was gone, I actually still have. I apologize for everybody else that's listening. I still have like 100-something emails to go through. Since I've been gone for that whole week. Maybe there's some in there about that. If I haven't responded, I will definitely. I started responding today. I'll get through those for the next couple of days.
Okay, and I'll tell you why. Because I've gotten quite a few responses. A lot of people actually liked the episode, which kind of surprises me because it was a little different.
Yeah.
Right? But a lot of people liked the show. One person even said that was the best episode ever. So
that's gonna make Alex feel good.
Alex who?
Exactly. No, I like that. I like that.
But yeah. So no, because we're really trying to encourage people to think outside the box, and I think it really, really opened up a lot of eyes as far as creating niche websites. So good job, Alex. That was a good show. One thing I want to point out too, also, create space. Okay.
What happened? I know you posted something recently how you had some sales kind of generating, but what else is going on?
Oh man, yeah, that was weird because you know what? I think it was one person that just bought a bunch of the same ones, because I haven't had a sale since.
So they got all riled up and got all happy and just
So,
bought a bunch of them.
but so someone pointed out, they're like, "Hey, man, I've noticed Create Space is getting a little saturated too, and people are starting to do dumb things." I'm like,
Like
and
what?
I'm like, yeah, exactly. I was like what? I'm like, oh man, have you seen some of these designs that they're putting up? And they showed me some of the designs. And look,
What
if,
happened?
if you're on CreateSpace, try and use the same. Uh, 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 I don't know what's the term that I'm looking for. Try and use
Principles?
principles that you use on Merch by Amazon. Okay, good designs. Don't do something. I mean, I was shown this one design. It was, I don't know. It was something. It was like a birthday cake or something, and then they had a bunch of turkeys in the background. It makes no freaking sense, right? I'm just like, come on, man. I would say, look, if you're gonna do CreateSpace, as far as the journals, you know, you're not hiring ghostwriters, just journals, blank books. I would say if you're gonna do that, man, just at least have the common courtesy to make a decent cover. The same principles, like Glenn said, like if you were doing merch by Amazon, stop doing stupid stuff. Okay, because the minute you start doing something like that and you start abusing the platform, what does Amazon do? They start making changes and it freaking ruins it for everyone. So just look, just be smart about it, okay? Don't do dumb things, and we won't get punished for it.
I thought it was kind of fast that you're already getting emails about people telling you that this is saturated. I mean, how long ago did we
No,
really have
no,
changes in the show?
okay, maybe I misphrased that. Not saturated, but I got emails saying, or messages saying, people were putting up some really bad designs, and I was like, what do you mean? And when they showed me some of the examples, I was just like, oh my gosh, that's just god awful. Why are they doing that? Again, I think some people are just really overthinking the process. Just keep it simple. The same principle as merch. Don't overthink it. Just keep it simple.
And when you think about even on this part, doing journals, I mean, you have even less design room than you would on an actual shirt. So you're really looking at it. I mean, it's not as simple as the pop sockets, but not as complex. I guess you could push it a little bit more on shirts. So you have more room to kind of design, but you got to keep it
Sure.
way simple. I mean, it's a journal. It's not going to be very big anyway.
Look, man, just keep it simple. Period. Okay. Don't stop doing stupid stuff. You're gonna ruin it for everyone.
And what's your update? I guess after the initial sales. So nothing else after that.
I
Have you been
think
uploading more?
I
Well, you've
have.
been gone.
Well, I've been gone for the last 3-4 days. But I have uploaded more designs. I think I had like maybe two more after that one day where I had like maybe like 10 sales or something.
Okay.
But after that, I think I only had two. That's fine though. Look, hey, I only have like 100 and something titles up now. I'm not like Kelly. I think she has close to 5,000. I'm catching up,
Beast.
Kelly. I'm
Beast
catching up.
mode.
So I'm not expecting to make, you know, a lot of money in the beginning. When you and I took the training with her initially, like we knew this wasn't like an overnight thing. It's going to take some time. So I have that mindset. So I know I need to work at it some more. Let's see some other merch news. Oh, I guess we can officially announce this because they did announce it in Chris Green's group. Seattle Merch by Amazon conference has been officially announced. I am one of the speakers. Um, so looking forward to that. That'll be on September 26th to the 27th, I believe. Or maybe the 27th, or maybe the 27th to the 28th. I will say this though: the people that attended last year will get first dibs on the ticket, and then once they get first dibs, it'll be open to the general public. It is limited to 150 seats. So just want to let people know.
September 27th and 28th is
Okay, so the 27th to the 28th.
yeah.
So cool. Anything else?
Before numbers, no.
Oh, that's right. We didn't even get into numbers.
We just went straight fire into, I don't know, random stuff.
Oh man, what's your numbers, man? Like,
All right. So going to the dashboard, and if you noticed, yes, it does look a little bit different. So dashboard now, there's like a marketplace says .com on there, but no like official news about what it means, what they're doing, where we're going when it comes to merch. The last messages, merch news, was actually on the 20th, talking about the royalties. So we'll talk about that too. But when I got to the royalties part, I think I got paid on the 21st or 23rd, and it was like $800. And I was like, all right, I know I did way better than that this month. And then I got the rest, I think, yesterday. So that's what it's talking about. They separated it into two payments.
they had some kind of a glitch apparently in the system. I got
I'll
paid
move
out.
your mic down.
I got paid down. I completely forgot my mic was up, man. Why don't you say something?
I don't even know.
I got paid out. I got paid out the full amount early, so I was one of
Oh,
the lucky ones. I was very fortunate. Let's see.
oh yeah, the numbers. How were we originally supposed to talk about? All right, so last 7 days, 136 products sold, 5 returns, estimated royalties $431.98. I was out of
Pretty
town the last week.
pretty similar to last week's numbers.
Yeah, similar to the week before. Haven't uploaded anything new. I think I did a couple right before I left, but wasn't a whole lot going on. And I think today I've sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 14 of them. And it's 3:52 on a Monday.
Okay, cool. My numbers. Let's see. Last 7 days, 96 shirts. I shouldn't say shirts, but products sold, 5 returns, product purchase, $1,864.23. Estimated royalties, 367.11 cents. I don't remember what my last week's numbers are or were. Um, but I think, I mean, it's pretty much the same, and nothing's really changed.
Yeah.
And we talked about Amazon being really unpredictable right now. Because look, 6 7 months ago, I would wake up and I'd be like, look, I'm gonna get about 20 sales today,
Yeah.
and for the most part, it was pretty accurate, right? Like I might be off by 2 or 3, but I would always, be close to like 20 sales per day. Now it's all over the place. And let me kind of read off some numbers for you guys. Okay, these are my last 7 days numbers for the total shirts sold for each day. So it goes 14, 19, and then it goes down to 8, 9, 10, and then goes up to 21, and then down to 8, and then 7. So it's all over the place now, man. It's really unpredictable.
Yeah.
The good news is I have been selling some newly uploaded designs. Um, so hopefully they'll continue to sell at a good rate. I'll keep my fingers crossed. Um, but other than that, man, let's get into today's show. Yeah.
Yeah, good. I mean, we always have special guests, but these are good guests, especially following up from last week. If you're interested in the, diversifying income and also getting into like the, websites and building your own audience type of thing, I think you're definitely going to like this one as well.
Cool. Yeah. So we're interviewing Spencer and Shannon from the Merch Lifestyle Podcast. If you guys haven't heard of them, check them out. They're on iTunes and YouTube. Again, that's Merch Lifestyle Podcast. But let's get into the show. All right, guys, we have a special guest or two. Couple of guys. They're really good guys. I had an opportunity to meet up with one of them a couple of weeks ago, and had a really good conversation. But they're both good in general. Spencer and Shannon from the Merch Lifestyle Podcast. How are you guys?
We
I'm
are
awesome,
great.
man. How you doing, Young?
Good, good. So why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourself, Spencer? Why don't you go first and just let people know who you are and where you live and maybe share your journey on how you got into merch.
Sure, I'll be brief. Hey guys, I'm Spencer. I do the Merch Lifestyle podcast with Shannon. We used to be neighbors up in Cincinnati. I moved to the Bay Area about 8 months ago. Used to work in supply chain, but do merch full time, selling on merch, tier 6K. Do a lot of things on Etsy too, and then with YouTube influencers. So a lot of different things in print on demand.
That's cool, man. And Shannon, before you go, I just wanted to say, and we were joking about this before the show. It makes no freaking sense because most people, they're moving out of the Bay Area. Freaking Spencer decides to move into the Bay Area, the most expensive place in the country. It makes no sense. But you said, but you have a legitimate reason. You said you did it for your girl, so that is a great reason. Shannon, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, please?
That's funny. Cool. My name's Shannon Kempenick. I'm let's see here, 4K merch by Amazon tier. Let's doing the merch lifestyle podcast with Spencer. Also live in Cincinnati, where I do now, and I could actually see him out of my window a block away when he used to live here. So that's how we got to know each other, and kind of how we started the print on demand businesses that we're in now. So we were working on some affiliate sites beforehand, and then I started experimenting with some Merch by Amazon stuff, and we are where we are today because of that. So I moved to Cincinnati from Minnesota because I hiked the Appalachian Trail a few years ago and met a girl, and that's how I ended up in Cincinnati. So
everyone's moving for a girl.
I know. I didn't mean to do it, but it just happened.
It has a way of just happening.
All right. Well, pretty soon I'm gonna end up moving to Cambodia for a girl. Actually, that'd be nice, huh? Move to Southeast Asia.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. But so how'd you guys get into merch? And was it? And I'm just curious. Like, did you guys ever consider doing it as partners? Because I know, like Anthony and Kevin, they're partners on merch. Like, have you guys ever thought about being partners, or you guys just decided, hey, there's this new platform, Merch by Amazon. Let's just go about our own ways and just kind of share our ideas and strategies.
So Shannon is my gateway drug to e-commerce, if you will, because when I used to live next door to him, we would be kicking around ideas on doing these affiliate sites. And then I remember we had a conversation. Shannon was a couple months earlier in merch than I was. You were what, January 2016, Shannon?
Yeah, I got accepted in October, and I uploaded like 5 designs in November, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting some sales. Spencer, what are you doing? You got to do this, man.
I remember we would go down to the bar down the street, and we would have a beer, and he would be like, dude, guess what? I just sold 1 shirt. This is back before the royalty cut, and it's paying for this beer right now, and I didn't have to do jack. And I was like, oh wow, okay. Well, now you got me listening, because my affiliate stuff wasn't working at all. So I had applied and got in April. We started throwing up a couple designs. It grew really quickly. I think within 3 months, I was almost at $1,000 in profit from the platform. And I was like, whoa, okay, we got to take this kind of seriously. So it's grown from there. And then since, at least for myself, since I've been on merch and grown into the higher tiers, I've really started to look at other platforms and grow and diversifying. And we can get into that later. But that's how I got started. And I have Shannon to thank.
Yeah. So Shannon, so it sounds like you're the one with the internet background, with the more with the e-commerce background. Is that correct? And they just kind of helped Spencer along until now.
It kind of, it started in like I was on a journey to find more of an efficient way of doing business. And a while back, I was like, I've sold books door to door. I've sold insurance. And then I started a video production company, and we were doing commercials for businesses on television, and then I was like, well, what am I doing with my life? I'm like 100 hours a week working, and I had 3 employees, and we're just swamped but I was like, I need to find a more efficient way of doing business. And so I started transitioning into doing website development. A lot of my clients had website work that needed to be done, and so that got me into website development. And I have always been someone to I built a team to help me with my website development. So they did most of the work. I found the clients, and then I decided to hike the Appalachian Trail. It took 6 months to do, and while I was on there, I still made good money because I would still get clients. And when I'd go into a town, I'd pick up my cell phone and I'd have a voicemail saying, "Hey, I need a client. I need a website." And so then I'd talk to my team, and they would do it. And then I'd hit the next 100 miles and just keep in touch that way.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then eventually, I'm always trying to experiment and try new business ways to I guess generate revenue and create value for customers, and that kind of brought me into ebooks and all kinds of different things, and Kindle, and then now Merch by Amazon. This print on demand thing is blowing up now.
Oh man, the internet's a great thing, man. I mean, there's tons of ways you can make money these days. Glenn, did you have any questions?
I'm interested in like the journey part. So we talked, earlier said like 6K tier. How do we get to this point? Where were you after the initial sale, paying for your beer? How do we go from there? So now what happened, like months, I guess, after that?
So for me, it was kind of it became a little bit of a meme at work, because I would be sitting in a meeting or between meetings, and I would log in on my phone, and I had this one shirt that sold a ton in the beginning that was making most of my money. All it said was just a girl who loves horses. Right. And I was one of the first people into that niche. And this stupid shirt that I had paid like $4 for, I think I had over that season, I think I sold over 500 of them. And I just couldn't believe that this, this silly shirt that was not a great design was just in the right place at the right time. So I would like update some of my coworkers on like all the goofy shirts that we're selling, and they got a kick out of it. And, it took me a little bit of while to realize the power of, hey, I've got a buddy who's flipping houses and he's making the same amount of money that I am. He's just investing in a different asset. So I started to take it a little bit more seriously. And that's when Shannon and I started talking about, how we were going to scale a little bit differently. Like we kind of outgrew Google Drive. We kind of started to build some more teams up and try to think of it more as a process to optimize instead of just a little side project, is how I see kind of last fall and really growing into it more.
So correct me if I'm wrong. You guys primarily outsource everything?
Shannon is the outsourcing king. He can talk about a lot about that.
I don't know if I don't think I'm the king, but I have, I think, we've created thousands of designs, and I've never created my own. I don't think. I'm trying to think of one that I've actually created. I don't think I have. And then I have a couple of designers. I have a couple of content people writing, content and then uploading. And, up until I got my account suspended in January, Glenn, I think you can relate.
Yeah.
I had someone from Eastern Europe logging into my account and uploading, and then someone in the Philippines also helping with uploading. And Amazon all of a sudden threw this at us where we were, they didn't really give me a warning, and they were like, all of a sudden one day, nope, you can't upload anymore. Sorry. And so it's 30 days.
So here's the thing. It's like I know people, and then some of them are actually really good friends of mine. They're still using VAs to upload the designs, and I'm telling them, I'm like, yo, man, Amazon specifically told us that you can't do it. So now we know someone else besides Glenn. Yeah, I think Glenn was doing something shady. I mean, I still think he was making like Pepsi, Diet Coke T-shirts. Those
Marvel.
Really, I still think he was doing that. But Glenn believes that he was suspended because he had his brother logging in at one point, and now Shannon, you're obviously, I mean, pretty much validates what Amazon's saying is like, you can have people design for you and do other stuff, but don't give them access to your account, because Shannon supposedly got suspended for the same reason. So if you guys are one of those people that has VAs uploading, just be really, really careful. I mean, you're you're taking some huge chances there.
Right.
That was a big moment for Shannon and I to really throw the brakes. And Shannon, stop me if I'm off base here, but that was like a big moment. I remember when we talked about that, to say, whoa, we could wake up one morning and this income stream could disappear overnight, and we don't have any control over that. And that's kind of the devil's bargain with Amazon, is that they have all the customers, but you don't get any data. You're kind of a paid mercenary. You grab your money from the sale and you move on. So for us, that was the moment to say, we need to, and that was also around the time of the royalty cut. So as our margins were getting slashed and we were getting kicked around on the platform, we're like, whoa, this can't be the only way. That's when we started looking at Etsy. That's when we started figuring out, like, hey, there's some people building their own brands. What are the other channels that we can sell on? And how can we make Amazon maybe part of the bigger strategy? That's what we mostly talk about on our show, is like how to diversify and build a long-term model that isn't 100% reliant on Amazon. Because I think we all have experiences where we're just kind of tired of the uncertainty and getting kicked around and the questions and the lack of transparency.
No, and that's what we talked about. So you and I met up a couple of weeks ago, and we had a couple of drinks, and we were just talking business, and that was the pretty much the primary topic of our conversation, was building income streams outside of Amazon. Because look, if you're 100% invested in just merch, I think that's great, because that's where you're going to make the most money. But at the same time, it's a risk, because look, it's like the best way I can put this is, it's like putting all your money into Bitcoin. That's just dumb, right? I would say just work on Amazon, but create other income streams like you said, because you never know. I mean, Amazon's the one platform that you don't have full control of, and as Glenn and Shannon said, I mean, they both got suspended. Shannon, how long did you have to wait to get reinstated?
I think it was exactly 30 days. I'm pretty sure it was exactly 30 days. Yeah.
That's about how much you had to wait, right, Glenn?
Yeah, it was the same thing.
It was 30. And I remember when Glenn got suspended, man, it's Glenn's account, and I'm the one that's paranoid, right? I think I must have called him like 10 times that night. I'm like, yo, man, so what are we gonna do?
I know. He was in bed.
Glenn, you're cool with it because you've got a bunch of other income streams, right? You're doing the retail arbitrage. You've got other things, so you know how to diversify, right?
Yeah, I'm doing eBay. I make money from YouTube, and then I help out my family business. So there's like different things going around. So, but I agree. I mean, with you guys, as far as like diversifying the income, you have to do it that way. And it will also me and Jan get a lot of emails too from people that are like, why aren't people just 100% all in on merch? And I'm like, well, that's the reason why, is because we don't know what could happen. So what about Etsy now? Are you guys doing better on Etsy than merch?
I love Etsy. Etsy is growing faster than merch. The margins are higher. The customers are happier. I get less returns. And I have way less products up. So it's not there yet because it's newer for me. Mm-hmm. But I use mostly the Printful integration for apparel. I use T-Launch for mugs. And the sky is the limit with Etsy. That I see Etsy as the next stepping stone. Once I build up more sales and more products on there, that's kind of the last stop for me before I launch into my own kind of Shopify-driven store. Shannon, you're on Etsy too a little bit, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have a catch-all Etsy store, and I mean, similar to you, and I guess, it does, I don't know, maybe $750 on average every month. But my bigger one is Seller Central, to be honest. I have, all of our shirts are on Seller Central, and they're outselling our Merch by Amazon shirts. Hoodies, stuff like that, tank tops, even that aren't, products that aren't even on merch yet, that we're trying to continuously upload onto. And I think what I've found is the quality seems to be better in a lot of these products, at least from our T-Launch and from my feedback on our, ratings and stuff that I see that people love the quality. And I love the fact that when I'm shipping out a product, well, not me personally, but when T-Launch ships out a product for me, I can put a message in there that says, hey, come to my Shopify store or whatever, and I have a 50% off coupon or a 60% off coupon for just you. You're so special. Come and get it, and give me your email. And now I can continuously remarket to that person for the rest, as long as they're subscribed, forever. And so I think that's the most important thing that we should be focusing on as we move forward, finding and building an audience and building our brand around a controllable audience that you can continuously remarket to. I mean, I love Merch by Amazon, but it's so frustrating that you don't get any customer data, you don't get any email, you don't get, I can't even reach out to somebody and say, hey, did you like the product? You can't fix anything. So, I think it's a good like upfront cash play to like get cash in the door from Merch by Amazon and then use it to diversify into different, sales channels. And I know that it takes a long time to, people are like, well, I don't have time to upload to 50 different places. How am I supposed to do that? But that's why, I created a software program that helps with that. And so that's that.
Yeah. And also creating a team, like you said earlier, is just, and I don't want people to think that I'm against hiring VAs. I never said that. I just don't want to give someone access to my account. I'm currently, technically, I am using VAs because I use Penji, and that's a design service that I speak highly of. I just don't want to give people access to my account. So outside of merch, and then obviously you guys are doing the Etsy Printful. Are you guys on any other platforms like Redbubble?
Yeah, I've got a cool one that kind of falls outside the space of the other platforms. You guys had Mike Wall on your show, right? While back. Yeah. So Mike was all about the local merch method. Young, I know you've tried that a bit. I've been doing that approach with YouTube influencers, right? So going out, finding people with an established audience, setting aside for the fact that YouTube's starting to integrate some merch providers that aren't me. That's kind of a separate topic, but had some success in signing people up, and you're basically setting up a domain. I run just like a normal domain with WooCommerce and Printful, and then helping them with logos and gear, and then just giving them a link to their store and helping them market to their audience. This month we launched a creator, and we've done $1,000 in sales from just that one person. And that's been like a cool method that I think, I had to go cold email him, build a relationship, get on the phone, sell a little bit, provide him value, give him samples, the whole 9 yards. But that's the kind of thing that I think has a lot of potential, like, merchandising as a service, or build, my brand, I guess, would be helping creators put more money in their pocket. Right. So I think evolving your mindset from the, like, I sell t-shirts on the internet to more of a, I have the power to print almost anything and ship it almost anywhere. Let's wield that and really focus it on some niches and give people, whether it's a customer or a business, some really good value. That has been really powerful. And that's one method that excites me. There's so many ways you can take it in print on demand. That's why we love it. So
just out of curiosity though, Spencer, why would and I'm asking because I don't know, like why would like a YouTube person go with you when Teespring just recently announced their affiliate integration with YouTube? And when I was at VidCon earlier this year, there was a huge Amazon presence, Merch by Amazon presence, really pushing Merch by Amazon's to the content creators. So I'm just curious, like, what are you doing different to get the influencers?
That's an awesome question, and that's one I used to be like when T-Launch and YouTube announced their integration. That was a bad morning because I didn't know the answer to that question, right? So obviously, like, our prices are competitive, and Shannon and I have talked about this a lot. What I've had to pivot that business quite a bit, and what we're trying to grow both of our services business is to more of like a one-stop shop, kind of like a boutique. Hey, I have a team of designers. We can get you a design. We'll do it on the house. We've sold now, combined with Shannon and I, probably almost 10,000 different apparel products on different channels. Like, we can help you target and kind of curate a merchandise selection. We can help you get on different channels. We can sell through our website. We can help you get on Amazon. And we can do it with low overhead and kind of give you advice on, like, For me, it's, hey, I had this guy launch on Instagram and here's how he set up his post. I'll put that in a newsletter and blast that out to my creator network and kind of share best practices. So what it's taught me is that just because there's competition out there and just because there's other good options doesn't mean you can't go grab your slice of the pie.
Yeah, no,
and the feedback, like I had that same kind of concern about being an imposter. Like, whoa, if Teespring is in here and their prices are amazing, what am I going to do here? But then I keep getting this email from my main guy who I just set up. He's like, I love the fabric. I'm getting awesome feedback. We've shipped to like all over the world immediately, and people are happy. So that's
some people
going.
Some people, they just don't want to do the work. I mean, if you're providing a service, and they're like, well, of course, I'll sign up with you then, and I just I want to be hands off, and I guess that's where you come in. That's cool though, man. And that's what we talked about on the show between me and Glenn. There's probably, I swear, there's probably like 100 ways you can approach the whole print-on-demand business. Seriously, like whenever I think of something new, someone else thinks of something better. It's just nuts. Someone's always thinking of some creative way to do merch by Amazon, and it's nuts. Like, man, like when Mike Wall came out and just announced his numbers, and people just went bat nuts, man. They're like, "What the hell?" I think I shot it on myself when I talked to him. I was like, "Yo, dude, that's nuts. That's nuts." But no, I think that's cool that you guys are really doing different things and getting into other platforms. And you guys also mentioned the affiliate websites. How's that working out?
Well, I'm not in that game so much anymore. I've tried the shiny object syndrome too much, and I'm a print on demand now. But Shannon, you got your hands in that still a little bit, right?
Yeah, I have a site that we haven't added any content to in probably a year now, and I'll make $100 from it this week. I mean, this month. So we, it's like passive income. I just let it roll, and I do have another site that we're putting up. But it's work, man. I mean, it's you got to write articles.
Yeah, no, that's obviously like a long time strategy. And I was telling Glenn before the show, we had a guy on last week. That's his thing, right? He builds niche affiliate websites, and for some reason, I got a lot of messages about that particular show. A lot of people said that was the best show ever, and so I think there's a lot of people out there that's interested in doing affiliate websites now, and it's only because I think the merch market has gotten so saturated. And Glenn, you and I talk about this all the time. It's like our designs. Regardless of how good your skills are, right? As far as creating art, it's getting lost. It's getting lost because the market's just too saturated.
It's a race to the bottom on pricing, on saturation, like whether or not your sales are growing or decreasing in the short term is kind of irrelevant. Like, if we look at what Amazon tells us a lot about the direction of merch through how they treat their other businesses. And if you look at what they did, I see FBA is kind of like merch with just an inventory model and different products, but like 5-6 years ahead of us. Look at what Amazon did in FBA when they introduced their Amazon Basics program. They took the data from what was selling and what made the most money, and they resourced their own manufacturing, and they brought that to market on both Amazon Basic, and they have a bunch of private label fashion brands. It's just higher up in the fashion chain in the more dress wear part. So when you look at Amazon and the future of merch, you've got people who are interested in putting up designs. They're encouraging us to throw hundreds of designs at the wall, see what sticks, and they have all the data. There's nothing to say that Amazon can't come in and completely take that out from under our feet and leave us with nothing, not even a customer email. So for me, as a person who left my job and is trying to build a full-time income stream to support my life, that possibility is terrifying. And that, I think that's something that it was hard for me to realize with merch, and I still want to grow on the platform, but I don't see it as more than a medium-term opportunity. If you guys think differently, like, let's have a debate about that.
I think merch. Look, I've had private conversations with people at Amazon Merch, and they genuinely care about their content creators, right? I mean, they know that we're people, but at the same time, I think they as a company need to grow, right? I mean, they're not going to hold our hand and try and like scale us individually, right? I mean, they're giving us a great opportunity, but at the same time, they need to let more people onto the platform, regardless. Look, they even said, look, hey, it's saturated. You got to differentiate yourself from everyone else by either putting out better designs, or driving traffic to your listings. And that's what I'm currently concentrating. Like, right, well, I'm currently concentrating on a lot of things. I'm about to go. I'm going nuts here, man. And you and I talked about this, Spencer, man. I'm trying to balance so many damn projects. It's nuts. But yeah. So one of the things that I'm doing is I'm trying to drive traffic to my listings. So but no,
That's
I mean,
the thing. If you know how to drive traffic, drive it to the place where you keep most of that dollar, because merch does not let us keep very much money. And that's a super valuable skill. I mean, like Shannon was saying, if you can drive that to your own site, boom, that's where the lifetime value of your customer is like multiples higher.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
and for me, I think it's, I mean, we talked about it before. It's just like, I don't mind the competition when it comes to merch. What I don't like is just like the rules that constantly change. Like if I have 3,000 shirts, now I got to edit them because one sentence that could have been on there before now can't, and now I got to double my workload because I got to do that by a certain date. And kind of, we talked about having your own website, things like that. I mean, you have more control over that, not necessarily listening, of course, because of all these rules that you must follow. That's kind of like my main, I think, gripe when it comes to like the merch side.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. It's I don't know about you, but I have premium in every single one of my premium t-shirt listings. Instead of editing every single one, I just deleted them all because we're just going to re-keyword them. So I went from I mean, it was not only like premium, but we had, there's some other, I can't remember what it was, that they just specifically said you can't have in there. So I just deleted them. I mean, I didn't, because I thought that the cutoff was like not last Saturday, but the Saturday before or Sunday before.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just gave us another 30 days. But regardless, they changed it. And, I had, I don't know, 2,500 designs up. And now I have like 200. I just left my sellers that were doing well up. And now we're just re-keywording them and re-uploading them that way. But it's a pain. It's a big pain. But back to the niche site thing. I think if you're building like a cat, like if you love cats, and you can build a website around cats, then you could even offer them your merch shirts like, designed specifically for that niche and drive, get organic traffic through Google. And then you have on the sidebar all your cat shirts, and you can run
an affiliate link
and get another 7%.
That's what we talked about with Alex last week. Was he was saying, build an affiliate website around your best-selling shirts, but at the same time, you can double dip on other Amazon products,
exactly.
Right? And that's what really intrigued me. And this is right up my alley, because look, I was saying this in the last podcast. Like, I've made a career of building websites over the years, so. And I always knew about niche affiliate website. I just never, for some reason, it just never clicked in my head. And then when I was talking to Alex, he was like, "This is what you got to do." And I was like, "Oh, damn!" I'm like, I can definitely do this. I just don't like the writing part as far as the content. So I told Glenn, I'm hiring a ghostwriter to write half of the articles. I'll write the other half, and then hopefully within the next 6 to 8 months, it'll start to generate enough traffic where I can. At least make more money than the damn hosting charges, right?
Right.
So yeah, man. Well, hey guys, great show. Thanks for being here, Spencer. I know since you're local, let's get together for another drink here sometime soon.
Let's do a couple.
Let's do anytime, my man. Anytime.
Okay.
And Shannon, if you ever want to come out and visit, you're more than welcome to stay with Spencer. You can't stay with me.
If you can get past the big dog out front, you can stay. That's your challenge.
Spencer, before we go, I say this on the show all the time about how everything is double or triple here. Can you confirm? Because you live pretty much 10 minutes from me now.
Yeah. Okay. So I went from a basement in Cincinnati to living 2 miles away from Google. And we live in a duplex, and our landlords just changed. They just sold. It's nothing fancy, but our duplex, including both places, just sold for almost $2 million. And where I'm from in Cleveland, $2 million gets you a hell of a lot more than a duplex. So I would say it's been a big change. If you can make the rent, you'll be all right. Everything else is not so bad, but that's the big thing. You got to make rent.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you know what? I will say, like, that's, everyone can talk about the cost of living because it's a big deal. But I've been to awesome meetups out here. I went to an indie hackers one. People are building software. People love to learn. There are so many different kinds of people out here, not just culturally, but with ambition and goals.
Definitely innovative here, man.
It is you know what? Like, I'm so excited to be here, and I just think there's a lot of people who are thinking the same way that we do, trying to grow things, whether it's in a career or online. So
Sure.
It's been a fun adventure. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey guys, thanks so much for being here, and we'll catch up soon.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right,
Thanks.
thanks.
What'd you think of those guys, Glenn?
Awesome guys, and it's cool that you already met in person. So that was kind of cool that you already.
Yeah,
able
he
to have
literally
that bond.
lives like 10 minutes away. You know who it was? It was actually Kelly Roberts that introduced us.
Oh, okay.
And so we started exchanging messages, and then we had all three of us had like an online conversation. And then Spencer was like, "Yeah, man, I moved to Mountain View." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Yo, man, you're like 10 minutes away from me." So we got
That's cool.
together and had some drinks and just talk business and just things that I really enjoy. Entrepreneur and business and just being your own boss, and that's still my goal. It will continue to be my goal until I meet my $10,000 a month mark.
There we go. There we go.
But other than that, man, anything else going on?
No, I think I'm pretty much it. I mean, I'm not going anywhere for another month or so. So I'm not really.
Where you going next month?
We're supposed to go to Atlanta, so I'm gonna be there for.
Oh, Atlanta's gonna be tough too. It's gonna be warm.
Yeah, so I'll be there for a couple of days, but not really staying a whole lot. I think only maybe doing like 4 days instead of this one was really long. Like you said, especially to you, young quotes, Vegas is a piss hole.
It is.
This was just like, man, it was wearing and tearing me down.
Yeah, man. I think I don't have anything coming up next month, but I know September is gonna be really bad. And I tell you why. We're at work. We're redoing the whole office, so I think I'll be working from home for about a week or two.
Okay, that's what I like to hear.
Or I might just take the whole 2 weeks off and go do something. I don't know, but I can't be in the office because they're redoing the whole front office, new furnitures and everything. And then I got a conference for work in the middle of the week. I mean, in the middle of that month of September, and then late September, obviously we're in Seattle, so September is going to be busy for sure. But thanks guys for listening. Glenn, where can people find you?
Email me hustlerhacks1@gmail.com. I'm going through all my emails today, tomorrow, the next day. I'll make sure I get them done this week.
Mm-hmm. And again, guys, just tag me on Facebook. I'm pretty good about responding. See you guys next week.
See you.